As we get older, many people only talk about what the body cannot do anymore. They focus on loss, limits, and fear. But there is another side to aging that deserves much more attention. The quiet strength you carry, the abilities you still have, the independence, wisdom, and emotional power that are still alive inside you every single day. If you are in your late 60s, 70s, or 80s, living in the United States, and you can still do certain things on your own, you may not realize how rare and precious that really is. Aging is not a weakness, it is a privilege. Not everyone gets the chance to live this long, think clearly, move independently, and care for themselves. In this message, we are going to look at 8 simple but powerful abilities. If you still have most of these, you are not just getting older. You are aging with strength, dignity, and grace. These are not just physical skills. They are signs of emotional maturity, mental clarity, and a lifetime of experience. Take a deep breath, sit comfortably, and as you listen, notice which of these still describe you. You might discover that you are doing better than you give yourself credit for. Point 1. You can take care of your daily needs independently. One of the greatest gifts in later life is still being able to look after yourself. It may seem ordinary to you, but it is not ordinary at all. If you can get up in the morning, wash, dress, prepare simple meals, take your medications, and move around your home without needing constant help, that is a quiet form of strength. Independence in older age is not about doing everything perfectly. It is about being able to live your day with dignity, to choose your clothes, to decide what you feel like eating, to walk to the bathroom on your own. These small, everyday actions are actually powerful signs that your body and mind are still working together. In the United States, life can be busy. Children and grandchildren may live far away in different cities or states. They may love you deeply, but they cannot always be close. So if you can still manage your basic daily tasks, you give both yourself and your family peace of mind. You do not have to feel like a burden. You are still standing on your own feet. Of course, some days may feel heavier than others. Maybe your knees hurt. Maybe your energy is low. That is normal. What matters is that you keep trying, keep moving in your own way, and keep taking pride in what you can still do. Every simple action, from making your own tea to straightening your bed, is a sign of independence and resilience. Point 2. Your mind is still clear and alert. A sharp mind in older age is one of the greatest treasures a person can have. If you can still understand conversations, follow the news, remember important dates, manage your appointments, and make your own decisions, then your mind is serving you very well. The world changes quickly. Technology, banking, healthcare, communication, everything moves faster than it used to. It is easy to feel left behind. But if you still try to stay informed, still ask questions when you do not understand, still read, watch, or listen to helpful information, you are keeping your brain active and young in spirit. A clear mind also protects you. In the United States, many scams and dishonest offers target seniors. If you can sense when something feels wrong, if you avoid giving your personal information to strangers, if you double-check before trusting someone, that means your awareness is strong. You are guarding not only your money, but your dignity and your peace of mind. Mental strength is not just about memory, it is about judgment. It is about knowing who to trust, what to ignore, and how to respond calmly instead of reacting impulsively. If you can still think for yourself, say yes or no firmly, and choose what is best for you, you are aging with intelligence and self-respect. Point 3. You can still manage your own finances. Handling money in your 60s, 70s, or 80s is not easy. Bills, bank accounts, insurance, medical costs, and changing prices can be stressful. But if you are still able to pay your bills, track your expenses, manage your income, and make basic financial decisions, that is a strong sign of independence. You do not have to be rich to be doing well. Even managing a modest pension, Social Security, or small savings with care is something to be proud of. It means you can buy what you need. You can choose a small treat when you want one. You can contribute a little to family when you feel like it. Most importantly, you can live without depending on your children for every financial decision. Being careful with money also shows wisdom. If you avoid risky offers, say no to pressure, and take time before signing anything, you are protecting your future. You earned your savings over a lifetime. Guarding them now is a sign of strength and self-respect. Financial independence is not just about dollars. It is about dignity. It allows you to feel stable, responsible, and confident in your own life. Point 4. You communicate well and keep peace with your children. One of the clearest signs of emotional maturity in older age is the ability to stay connected to your family without constant conflict. If you can talk with your children calmly, respect their busy lives, and keep your relationship warm and supportive, you are doing something truly special. You and your children grew up in different times. You may think differently about money, parenting, work, faith, or lifestyle. That is normal, but if you can still listen to each other, accept differences, and avoid turning every conversation into an argument, you are protecting your family from unnecessary pain. Good communication does not mean you agree on everything. It means you know when to speak and when to let something go. It means you choose encouragement instead of criticism. It means you do not use guilt to control your children. Instead, you are a steady presence in their lives, someone they can turn to for comfort, not judgment. In fast-paced countries like the United States, adult children are often busy, working long hours or raising families. They may not call or visit as often as you would like. If you can understand this without feeling resentful or abandoned, you show deep emotional strength. You see their reality clearly and love them without demanding more than they can give. When you keep peace in the family, your own heart becomes lighter. You sleep better. You feel more loved. You give love more freely. That harmony is a powerful mark of aging gracefully. Point 5. You have a loving partner or a supportive companion. Reaching older age with someone you trust by your side is a beautiful blessing. This may be the spouse you have shared your life with for many years, or it may be a companion you met later in life. What matters is not the label, but the presence. Someone who cares whether you ate, someone who asks how you slept, someone who laughs with you and listens to your worries. In this stage of life, companionship is not about romance or perfection. It is about kindness, patience, and shared daily life. Cooking together, watching television side by side, walking slowly in the neighborhood, going to appointments together, reminding each other to take medications, sitting in silence and still feeling connected. If you have such a person, you have something priceless. Loneliness is heavy, and many people face it in older age. Having even one person you can count on lightens that load and protects your emotional health. And if you found companionship later in life, that also shows courage. It means you were willing to open your heart again, to trust someone new, and to face your later years, not in isolation, but in partnership. Point 6. You continue learning and adapting. One of the strongest signs of long-lasting mental health is the willingness to keep learning. If you are in your 70s or 80s and you are still trying to understand new things, that is powerful. You might be learning how to use your phone better. You might be watching educational videos. You might be asking questions at the doctor's office or at the bank instead of staying silent and confused. You do not need to master everything. You do not have to know every app or every gadget. What matters is that you are not closing your mind. You are refusing to say, "I am too old to learn." This attitude keeps you active mentally and emotionally. Learning can also be simple. Reading a short article, asking your grandchild to show you something on their phone, trying a new recipe, practicing a new stretch, paying attention to health advice that feels reasonable and safe. Each new skill, no matter how small, keeps your brain engaged. You might forget sometimes. You might learn slower than before. That is normal. What matters is that you continue to try. A mind that stays curious tends to stay more confident and more alive. Point 7. You have hobbies or small joys that keep you engaged. A healthy older life is not just about medicine and appointments. It is also about joy. If you wake up with at least one thing in your day that you look forward to, you are doing something very important for your emotional health. Your hobby does not have to be big. It can be gardening, reading, knitting, cooking, doing puzzles, painting, playing simple games, listening to music, attending church, talking to neighbors, or even just enjoying your coffee while watching the world outside your window. What matters is that your day has meaning. You are not just passing time, you are living it. Having hobbies keeps your mind active, your mood more stable, and your spirit more hopeful. These small joys protect you from loneliness and remind you that life still has beauty, even in quiet moments. Point 8. You stay calm, grateful, and avoid comparing your life to others. Perhaps the strongest sign of all is this. You have reached a stage where peace is more important than winning arguments. You care more about gratitude than about competition. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to anyone. If you can stay calm when things do not go your way, if you can forgive instead of holding on to anger, if you can be thankful for what you have instead of always wishing for what you do not have, your heart is in a very strong place. In older age, many people fall into constant complaining. They compare their life with others and feel only bitterness. But if you have learned to say, "This is my life and I accept it with peace," then you are truly living with wisdom. Every day that you wake up, breathe, move, think, and feel, you have something to be thankful for. A roof over your head, food on your table, a bed to sleep in, a phone call from family now and then, a body that, even with its limits, is still carrying you. If you can see these blessings, you are rich in the most important way. A gentle message for you. If you recognize yourself in many of these 8 points, you are not just surviving older age. You are doing remarkably well. You are independent in many ways. Your mind is still working for you. Your heart has grown wise. Your spirit is still willing to learn, love, and show up each day. You might not feel special. You might look at your wrinkles, your tired days, or your medical records and feel small. But you are not small. You are a rare and strong person who has carried themselves through many seasons of life and is still here, still trying, still caring. If messages like this make you feel seen and understood, you are always welcome to stay with us and listen to more. This space exists to honor you, not to scare you, to remind you of your strength, not your limits.